Hello, everybody. My name is Joni Kindwall-Moore, and I'm very happy to be here today to discuss sorghum's role in climate resilient food systems. I'm the founder of Snacktivist, which is a company that is dedicated to elevating climate resilient crops like sorghum and creating innovative products that will bring them to markets in the North American area and beyond. I'm also co founder of North American Millets Alliance and co founder of Vision, which is a technology company that helps to digitize impact and story in supply chains around the world. Let's talk about sorghum and why I consider it to be such an important climate resilient crop. First of all, sorghum has incredible water use efficiency. And in the United States, over 91% of the sorghum grown in our country is grown in a dryland or rain fed situation. So there's no irrigation or any sort of artificial water source. And it still produces incredibly high yields of nutritious grain for humans and animals. I feel like this is such an important attribute, especially in today's world where access to consistent water is becoming such a big deal. In the US, aquifers and reservoirs alike are losing capacity, and that is impacting agriculture in a significant way. So, a shift to crops that are naturally water conservative is a very important first step to developing food system resiliency for the future. We also love the carbon sequestration capacity of sorghum. It is an incredible crop that produces so much biomass just in one season and also produces extremely robust, deep roots. This helps to store carbon deep into the soil and helps to condition and improve soil health. It is fantastic. That carbon sequestration is a big deal. And also, car- um, the greenhouse gas emissions that are associated with other grain crops like rice that produces methane are not present in the production of sorghum. Sorghum is considered to be a high yield and low input crop. What does this mean? This means that you can plant sorghum and get a great yield of grain without having a very high use of synthetic chemicals or other inputs. Now, let's talk about greenhouse gas emissions again one more time because we know agriculture contributes to over 30% of our greenhouse gas emissions every year around the world. And one of the major contributors to this is the heavy use of synthetic fertilizers that are very energy intensive to make and then shipped around the world on global supply chains. That contributes to CO2, but it also contributes to a lack of resiliency because when those supply chains are disrupted, we can't grow the crops that we need, especially if those crops are dependent on heavy doses of fertilizers. So, crops that are really efficient with their use of fertilizers are extremely important in today's environment. And lastly, sorghum leaves behind a great crop residue. This helps to build soil health and helps to maintain water in the soil, but also prevent wind and water erosion. Sorghum also contributes to wildlife conservation. It's a great source of pollen for pollinators and also provides habitat for birds and other animals. We know sorghum is fantastic for human health and animal health too. It's a rich source of micronutrients and macronutrients. And my favorite part about sorghum is the phytonutrient profile. We know that sorghum is rich in compounds that are antioxidants, compounds that contribute to beneficial gut health and gut microbiome health. But there's a whole host of phytonutrients that have yet to be explored that make sorghum a great candidate for future research. Here in North America, sorghum's future is changing because modern breeding is making it possible to grow sorghum in northern areas. We're even having successful sorghum plantings north of the 45th parallel and even up to the Canadian area, which is very significant. Now, what is holding us back right now in North America is lack of manufacturing and specialized processing for sorghum products. We need infrastructure. We also need to level up our communication between agronomy and product innovation. There is so much room for improvement, and this is where things like technology, like AI, can really be a benefit as we develop products that take sorghum to the next level and create products that people love, but use more diverse climate resilient crops. This is such an important area of innovation, and one of the reasons I'm so passionate about having a food innovation company and a technology company as well. I would love to spend more time talking to you about how incredible sorghum is, but you'll have to follow up with me via email or WhatsApp. Here is my contact information, and I hope to hear from you soon.